All right, I think we're up. Yep. Let's take a look here. I think, yeah, we're live, baby. Welcome. I'm going to let the stream play for a little bit, and then we're going to get right into it. Chapter 400 of Hunter x Hunter. So, let me just see what the title is called. I'm curious. Does it say? Togashi with a hang on. I'm at the notes. Togashi here. I'm trying to come up with a way to continue serialization without causing anyone any problems. Please. Togashi, the answer is you go the Toriyama route. You have people illustrate this on your behalf. I know you don't want that. I know. I know you don't want that. But take your losses. You're older. You've done this for years. You deserve a break. Let younger, hungrier artists draw this for you. You just have to write the plot. You just have to write the story. Your writing is what makes me intrigued. The artwork just helps depict that writing and bring it to life. But if you can write it, that's all I ultimately care about at the end of the day. Man, I hope so, man. That is the closest I think he's come to admitting that this can't continue the way it is. And the fact that the last time we had a note was there were 30 additional chapters in at least progress, a storyboard, or at least plotted out, that he realizes his time is up. Either he dies before the story is fully finished or retires mentally not really there, can't really do it anymore. You don't want that. You want this story to just get out there and just finish up, right? So that is, I wish him all the best, but I also hope that maybe he sees the light a little bit and he's like, okay, I need to finish this up within the next 10 years. I am not getting any younger, right? And at the rate it's going, I need people to illustrate this for me. Concealed? All right, the chapter is called Concealed. And immediately we get Finks and Phaeton with the transceiver. Or the receiver, or the whatever it is, the transmitter for Henrig's ability. His, oh no. Concealed. Hisoka? Remember, I'm not going to start it yet. I'm going to go take a little break to let people join the stream. But remember what I said. For Tsurayunik, we know Kurapika is near the end of this chapter. We know that. We know that Togashi is basically looping this back to Kurapika to set up what I believe is the true crux of this arc. Unfortunately, we're just about to hit the acceleration point. But it's going to stop right here at 400. But it might involve Tsurayunik. It might involve the Fourth Prince. The Kurta massacre, the eyes wide as Tsurayunik have them, and the ultimate motivator for Kurapika's character. So we're right here at 400. Finks and Phaeton are looking at the transponder. Yeah. So there we are. I'm going to take a little break. I cannot wait to get through this. This is the last chapter before hiatus. and it's been really fun, guys, doing this. I know that I had to do this on my own for the last couple chapters. My schedule just got really restrained lately, and it's been tough to coordinate with my friend. Um, that's not to say we'll never like do a stream again for the next batch, or at the very least a discussion stream. But my free time is so limited these days. It's really tough. So anyway, that rant over. I'm gonna give people. I should write a comment. So I'll be back in about 15 minutes. Let people show up to the stream, and we'll just get through chapter 400. I'm looking forward to it. And I saw someone joined. WZ, what's up, brother? I can't wait. So I'll be back in a little bit. Hang tight, and we'll get this chapter underway. people. I am back to get this chapter started. Chapter 400. This is it. This is the last chapter before hiatus. But we do have a word from Togashi that he is very aware that he needs to figure out some way to get this published more frequently. That's kind of what he implied. So, I think, what was his name? Miura, the guy who made Berserk, he passed away from a heart valve explosion, or a tear in the heart valve. I mean, this is not cool, man. This was a colleague of his, same age group, right? So I wish nothing but the best for these individuals, their health, their well-being. But he's right. Realistically, he's older and he needs help to finish this. There's nothing wrong with needing help. I know there's a lot of pride that goes into this work, but you've done more than enough, Togashi. You've done enough. You've proven to the world that you can make absolute magic. But it's really the writing that carries it. The artwork just delivers it to us, but it's the writing that makes it magical. You write all these ideas. So that the ideas, the concepts, that's what we want. To deliver it visually, you can get other people to help you with that. So I hope that he decides to do that. That would be fantastic. But we're at chapter 400. Now, we know Kurapika's at the end. We've just had the Phantom Troop flashback. We're with Phaeton and Finks, who we know from the flashback were a unit in the past. So Togashi is clearly showing us that these two are still very much connected in the present day from their past dealings. So let's do it. Oh, hang on, folks. I got to take a phone call. Hang on. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, what's going on? Sorry guys, I just had to take a quick phone call there. And we are back. So I'm just checking the stream here. All right, Family Guy, I see you. I'm just trying not to read comments at the moment. I will get to your comments after we stream the chapter. I know we're mixing in the Prince stuff a little bit. Kurapika's at the end. But we're starting with Finks and Phaeton, so let's do it. Enough waiting. Here we go. Concealed. Finks and Phaeton are in the public area, and they're looking at the receiver. It's 100 to 200 meters away, but since it's not settling on a direction, it's either right above or below. Remember, the oyster is in the Haley hideout, in the kind of the morgue room or the disemboweling room. So that's where that is. Distance means it's either on tier 2 or 4. Let's try going down first. Down. Once we start making our way down to tier 4, it'll be pretty obvious if we're getting hotter or colder. So Finks or Phaeton don't know any of this. I don't think. They're just going on the location of the receiver. Would be easier if you use N Finks. Think for a sec, will ya? It'd be sensory overload in a crowd like this. Not to mention, I'm lousy at picking up subtle strategic tells with it. So Finks is admitting straight up that his Een perception is trash. Never forget, Een has risks. Or N, excuse me. My N always breaks when I'm distracted by someone talking or moving. Finks is way too hot-headed to use a controlled N like Xeno. And obviously, I can't use it while moving. Best I can do is scope out a smaller area, like the storehouse from before. Using it around so many possible hostiles would leave me vulnerable. It'd be like walking into a slum wearing nothing but a sign that says, shoot me. So Finks is literally admitting that his N is trash. And his ability to maintain and utilize an N perception is trash. So we know that he's way more focused on 1v1. He wants to target one target and take them out. He doesn't like the group thing. Interesting. And then here is our boy, Nobu. You guys are still loitering about? And then Phaeton says, that's our line. And then Fink says, what are you doing back already? And then, again, they don't know any of this when they were just talking. They have no idea about the whole trap room system. And then, Nobu says, I'll tell you later. Did the transmitter move? Yes, we were deciding if it's up or down. You realize it hasn't even been 10 minutes since you left. And then Nobu says it feels like it was longer than that. We're guessing it's most likely up to tier 2. But first, we're heading down to rule out the other option. From there, we can just use the Char's hidden passage to get back up. We got word. Wait. So they're in tier 3. So they're at a military station. We got word to let you pass from the Char and Hiu family. So R and U. So RU. We get the abbreviations. And then Nobu says tier 2, and the guy says, understood. If Hinrik drops in, tell him that we went to the Char office. And then Nobu says, hardly surprising since we're dealing with the Mafia, but something feels off, like we don't have the whole picture up or down. This is bugging me. Fink says, couldn't you tell where on the ship you were? And Nobu says, nah, I don't have a clue. Seemed like their head formed a Nen space. Yeah, we know. Oh, look, see this? They're on the transponder. It says we've gotten further. They've got to be on tier 2. Ah, that's why I was so uneasy. With the Haley boss already on one of the higher floors, there's no just cause for their war, says Nobu. Not only that, but it just doesn't add up for all their members to be out killing while their boss was hiding away somewhere remote. This isn't any of our business. And then Fink says, but the Haley are likely abusing an old pact or something. And then Phaeton says, let's go straight for the Char office. Nobu says, no, we should swing by and grab Franklin. I concur. We don't know how many men the Haley have. We may have underestimated their power. Abusing an ancient pact, that just might be it. Even if they're a ragtag group of punks, it'd be a pain if their top brass turned out to have troublesome abilities. Nobunaga! Now, Let's not forget, this is just a sideshow till we find Hisoka, and Nobu replies, I know that. True. We'd have an easier time cornering Hisoka if we used the passage to the top floor, but fetching Franklin would be safer, especially if Hisoka shows up during this little sideshow. Come on! Whatever, I think you're just fixating on those guys. This is an... Huh? Well, I gotta read... Huh? We're getting a PA announcement on the entire ship. Wait a minute. This is an emergency announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you grave news. Please stop what you're doing and listen carefully. Huh? Well, I don't deny it. We're up against something pretty interesting looking characters. And then Phaeton says Nobunaga is a sucker for a good enemy. But wait a minute! What's going on here? Why is there an announcement on the ship? Wait a minute. Please stop what you're doing and listen carefully. What? Tyson! I'm calling it! Tyson, your time is up, bitch. Wait a minute. No. Meet Madovich, the amnesiac hitman. We're back, baby! We're back! I waited so long for floor 1. 4 years. I know we're ending it here, but you gotta understand how into floor 1 I am, man. It's like I've waited years to see new stuff on floor 1. We're with Tyson, 106. Meet Madovic, the assassin hitman. Tyson's introducing a hitman. And then Madovic says, the only thing I can remember is how to wield a gun, but Prince Tyson still hired me. I'm Himance, the worldwide superstar. The prince is the only girl I've ever met to not know who I was. She even said I wasn't her type. Nobody's ever said that to me before. Looks like Pariston, dude. Like Pariston's cosplaying, like sneaking into... Looks like Tyson. Looks like fucking Pariston. I'm Enzel. I'm actually Prince Tyson's little brother? I'm Prince Tyson's little brother, but that's a secret between us. But is he a lesser child because he covers his right eye? Wait a minute. But a secret that only they know. Did he escape the ritual? We're back on floor 1. I can't tell you how much I like floor 1, man. I love the Succession War. The amount of thinking and question asking that this arc does to you, in 3 panels, I'm already thinking about Prince Tyson's backstory. Okay, secret brother, but the right eye is covered by hair. Why? Is it because we have the 2 scars? Is this a lesser child? Or is this someone who escaped all of that treachery and is just a sibling to Tyson and is a secret sibling? So Tyson is a superstar, the amnesiac hitman who doesn't remember the crimes he commits. I'm guessing that's the strategy here. And then the secret little brother. So here we go. The 3 Stooges. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm the renowned tutor Hyuga. Under my supervision, even a mud-eating ignoramus is guaranteed to get into their dream school. Another, an academic. I am the Prince of Planet Mooney in the SR Nebula. I came to Earth in search of a wife. The space wannabe cosplay alien person? I see. The prince has all of her employees role play as different characters. None of these are real. They're all acting. Hey, don't spoil it. Saying that kind of thing is sacrilege. She doesn't like that. They're not role playing. They've all been reborn. You're going to be reborn too while you're here on the ship, Guilano. Ryusu! And then we go, the prince is not happy, Tyson's not happy. From now on, you're a bodyguard who looks cold, but deep down you're really sweet. So now they're changing roles. And then who originally was the worldwide superstar now becomes the bodyguard who looks cold, right? And then the guy with the glasses says, "Isn't that my role?" Oh, wait a minute! Is that Karapika's master? I'm gonna be frank. I don't remember his name. I just call him Karapika's master. I'm sorry. At a glance, Guiliano and the other guy don't seem any different, but it was worrying how calm they looked after reading that Bible. There's no doubt about it. The sixth Prince Nenbeast's power and the Bible are linked. If that power propagates devotion, then wouldn't it be possible to envelop the king himself and just order him to end the fighting? Bro. By the way, I'm going to look. Izunavi. Is analyzing Tyson's power. Wouldn't it be possible to envelop the king himself and just order an end to the fighting? Tyson says, Izunavi says, "Prince, have you handed out your Bible to the other princes?" I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, guys, with Izunavi. And so here's the interesting part. Izunavi just asked Tyson, "Have you handed out your Bible to the other princes? Like, let's wrap this up, just hypnotize all the princes, and let's end this fighting." Very sensible way to look at it. So I don't disagree with his proposition here. Tyson says, well, stupid. Get your ass cooked. I'm ready. I gave all the lower princes and their mommies a copy, but they'd probably never read it. I don't think they'd junked them, though. The succession war is really tricky. It's sad, but I've got almost no pull with... You're useless! You are a wannabe celebrity. You are trash. I have been saying this for years. Did you get the hand one to the king, says Izanami. And then she says, I need Mama's permission if I want to see Papa. It was mostly her job to hand them out. You leave that in her hands? You don't do it yourself? You don't oversee that with your own staff, you useless wannabe? Tyson's an airhead. I've said this for years. I've called that Tyson is the next target. Now, if Tyson doesn't go here, it's Togashi pulling a swerve, right? Like, oh yeah, this stupid, like, lackadaisical, not taking action character isn't going to die next, right? We do have Rihan with Tyson, with Tubeppa, excuse me. I got to get my mind back into the first floor. We have Camilla waiting in the wings. We got Benjamin. We got Halkenberg in the Justice Wing alone. People got to remember that makes him the most vulnerable. We got all these things going on. We got frickin' Miriam in his dimension with Biscuit, of course, but it's like, we're silent majority. There's all these things going on. But Tyson is like, oh, like, well, my mom's supposed to do it for me. Who cares? You are useless. That was the condition that was the condition I gave to join the succession war. I wanted to turn them down at first. I told Mama that I'd never dream of forcing my kids into a succession war if I were her, and that really upset her. She said she couldn't stand the idea of the other queens pitying her. Tyson leaning on the queen? This hard? Really? You're putting all of your faith into a queen, a whore of Nasubi? You think that the word of one of Nasubi's wives is going to win you the succession war and you're not involved? Tyson says, it seems she really wanted to win this war. Unfortunately, my only weapons are love and devotion. And then our boy says, Izanami says, Prince, please speak with your dear mother and ask her to have the king read it at the next banquet. It's very important. It could change the fate of everyone on board. And then Tyson says, wow, you're being so kind and supportive. Okay, I'll try to talk to Mama soon. Izanami winning the war through Tyson? This would be Izanavi's win if he wins. In fact, I could see Izanami dying this arc to spur Kurapika's anger. I could see Melody or Izanami dying. They are two of the biggest martyr candidates in this arc to me. So all of this is wishful thinking. I am so much, look, I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be so blunt with the audience. I am so much more into this arc than the Haley trick room stuff. I'm like back to where I like to be. This, like, the hidden motivations, all of the angles, I've missed this so much. Just to think about how Tyson's motivations could evolve, or Izanavi could take advantage of this situation. It's not necessarily Tyson's effectiveness, it's Izanavi analyzing this ability and then taking advantage of it. And yes, that's the beauty of Floor 1. Any character can take the plot and run with it. That's the reason why Floor 1 is so fucking good. We're finally back. I have waited years for this shit. We're going to... We're back with Kacho's room. Wait a minute. Okay. The restrictions can't wait. Why can't I meet Fugetsu? I'm the queen mother. For heaven's sake. Don't you realize how distressing it is to keep a mother away from her child? Let me see her at once. It's completely unreasonable to lock things down like this. That's it. For now, I need to do my best to convince everyone that Kacho is still alive. If I can see Fugetsu at a suitable time, then yes, I'll talk. Just get everything done and back to me. Hang up. Unbelievable. Kacho falling so soon hurts. Is this Queen Dwazzle? It's their mother. Kacho falling so soon hurts. I hated how she always looked right through you like she knew everything, but she played an important role as shield for her sister. Fugetsu will follow my every word, but she's not strong enough to win the war. Her being in the Ministry of Justice's custody is best for her protection. I have to try and get them to let me in too. Halkenberg Fugetsu Alliance? And is Dwazzle, right? Frankly, the queen's names, I don't have them written out, but this is their mother. This is one of Nasubi's wives. And this is their mother. We're finally seeing the queen's involvement. And they, showing us that she's always had an inclination that Kacho would kind of protect Fugetsu until the time was right. Like Kacho would be the mentor figure. Okay, let me into the Justice Ward 2. Ministry of Justice interrogation. I think I returned as a ghost in order to protect Fufu. Oh no, we're calling her Fufu? This might be my guardian spirit's ability, but if Fufu can see me, then I have to drop out of the war. I don't want to cause her any trouble by draining her aura. If I'm the source of her weakness, do you think telling her the truth would lighten her burden? Let's go! Let's go! Let's fucking go. The Nen Beast can actually fucking act like Kacho. Wait a minute. Yes! And she's talking to Melody. Oh, shit. Melody's like petrified. She's like, wait, I've done something unforgivable. The Nen Beast says, Melody, pull yourself together. You can wallow in your remorse on your own time. Bro, the Nen Beast is fully cognizant. As if it is Kacho herself. Oh my God. She can scheme. She can plan with other people. Like full on, man. Ah, shit. Melody's still alive. Melody is still alive. For now. I brought it on myself. I have no regrets. Doesn't this make things simpler? I'll make Fugetsu the monarch. If you can't escape, fighting's your only option, says the Nen Beast. I'll capitalize on the fact that everyone thinks I'm dead and the surrounding panic when they think I'm not. And they're in a room delegating. Melody and Fugetsu's ghost, basically, which is the Nen Beast. That said, I want to keep my death a secret for now, you know. And then the justice guy says, I see. In that case, when the time comes, we'll leave it to you to convince your little sister that everyone was mistaken about your death. As long as you're still around, I'm sure she'll swallow your story. I still can't hardly believe in any of the ghosts or Nen business, but I have to accept it because of the Army's support and your current condition, Melody Kuhn. Funny, even in this hateful situation, your heart's tune is as calm as ever, says Melody internally. I have to concur with Kacho-kun. Just sitting here and moping isn't going to help anyone. A girl half your age has steeled her resolve and is counting on you. Please don't let us down. Tell us, Auntie Melody, are you in or out? Melody does not take that well. Yeah, I'll help. You don't mind, do you? Not at all. So we got a little pact here. Okay. Let's start with Melody Kuhn's predicament. A total of 5 princes have requested a visit with you. Prince 3 and 4 both want you to perform. Oh. No, don't do it. Just call in sick. No, don't go. Don't fucking go there. No, we've called this. Melody, do not accept those invitations. No. So, Zhang and Saradnik want her to perform. I wonder why Saradnik wants her to perform live. Anyone have any thoughts about that? Princes 1, 5, and 7 have gone as far as to offer you amnesty after you put on a show. Benjamin? To Beppa and Luzerus? Amnesty? They can use her as a weapon. And then Nenbi says, I'm just going to call her Kacho. What do you mean by amnesty? Keep Kini a secret, says Melody. And the justice guy says, I know. The princes that understand Nen abilities have caught on to the fact that Melody Kuhn must have been involved in the escape plot. If she is charged with aiding and abetting a crime, the penalty could be death. They're basically saying, perform for us or we'll see you in court. Oh, no. Melody, stop. Look, hey, I know you're confident in your serenade, your sonata. Stop. Don't go to Saradnik's room. And then Kacho says, so it's an indirect way of saying, come help us set the stage for another assassination. Right. What's the problem, though? It's not like lowering the amount of princes around is a bad thing. The Nen Beast has no fucking core. Oh, my God. It's not bad if we kill more princes. Hey. I wonder, says the justice man, there's still a great deal of higher ranked princes, meaning too many uncertain elements, so it might not work out that well. If you walk into a position where you don't know the target, you may as well tighten the noose around your own neck. Exactly. This is a pretty long chapter. The ability is intended for healing. The effect it has on one's consciousness is just a side effect. Her melody is to heal people, but the effect that it puts you to sleep is a side effect. I wonder, would they still be as eager if they knew the ability can be stopped by simply covering the ears? Knowledge of that countermeasure might make for a good bargaining chip. Yes, it would. I think a bidding war between the higher princes would break out over it in preparation for the grand performance. And by performance, you mean massacre, says Melody. If we prioritize Prince Fugetsu, it might be best to fool all the princes that have requested us to trap and purge all of the higher ranking ones ourselves. This man is going on a warpath. Wait a minute. I think we could have success if we administered a slow-acting poison orally while the princes are unconscious. Not if it's Camilla, or maybe it would be with... Wait a minute. If Camilla is under the effects of sleep and the ability, and you poison... No. But the poison would take time to kill her, right? So the... Oh, fuck. If we want to do this properly, oh, man, then I'll prepare all of the necessary items. Come on, man. That would mean your head too if we fail, says Melody. Why would you go that far? The guy says, I thought this was already apparent. Melody-kun, I like you. I've been struggling to sleep recently. When I think about what's keeping me up, I think of you. You and your performance have been on my mind nonstop. I cherished those moments. I've never felt such throbbing in my chest before. It was to say, the last bewildering. She changed his heart. Her melody changed his heart. Melody says, doesn't he realize his metronome like heartbeat is a giveaway? It's too consistent and calm. People assume I'm married to my job, but I assure you I'm a bona fide romantic. Melody says, is he a spy? No, he just proposed an assassination plot. Does that mean he's a hired hitman for one of the princes? I believe that prioritizing loved ones and giving them all your support is only natural. But of all the people in the Ministry of Justice, he can dispose of us the easiest. So why is he stringing us along? Melody's very unsure about this. Now so the text here, I think it's him talking, the Justice Minister. Many manipulators tend to present themselves as non-power users. Assuming that's true of him and he's trying to trick us, he must have an ulterior motive. No, that's Melody talking about this guy. I understand. Let's continue. So internally, she's assessing that he could work for a prince or have interest in a prince. He might be luring us, and he could be a manipulator with an ulterior motive. Roger that, says the minister. I'm just going to call him the minister. Sorry. I'll gather the tools. You meet with as many of the princes as possible and encourage them to attend the next banquet. If this assassination plot is his motive, does that mean his benefactor is one of the princes who didn't request a meeting? Halkenberg? Halkenberg's in the justice system. Togashi! You son of a bitch. Togashi? Did Halkenberg have a stooge here? Does Halkenberg have a plant in the courts? All right, let's continue. Fugubi says, I'll get on with my own things then. We need Fufu on board, so before I explain my deceased status, I'll need to convince her that the top 4 princes must be defeated. Well, one of those 4 ain't dying yet. I'm just saying. You have no idea what he can do. Okay, then please go ahead, Kacho-kun. Go back through... Well, you can defeat him, but only in the past. He will come back in the present and kill you. Okay, then please go ahead, Gacho-kun. Go back through interrogation room 1. I'll use the door since I can't slip through walls. Ha! Dude, this Nen Beast has no physical presence. It can just go through walls, bro. Oh my freaking God. Don't you want to interrogate me some more, says Melody? Or, well, the other one. No, it says the Nen Beast. Justice says, I'm more concerned about your sister. Plus, you'll just flex your right to remain silent. Oh my, this chapter. We're only halfway through the chapter and I'm like so into it. Justice leaves the room, goes out to the hallway, passes a guard. Sorry for the wait. Wait, what? Wait. Wait a minute, I'm confused. Why is Cacho sitting at that desk and then are they pretend? So Cacho is at the desk, then there's a guard and 2 guards at the door, and Cacho's now in the hallway. The safest place on the ship is here at the VIP detainment facility. As long as they remain here, even the first prince won't be able to touch them. Steiner-kun, this way, please. Yes, sir. In the 1 in 10,000 chance that the first prince's personal soldiers make their way to this area, I need you to enforce this. I can only trust an outsider like you with this. Steiner? We're with Steiner again. Wait a minute. Since the Ministry of Justice is the most neutral institution on this ship, it's crucial to have it declared as the central command. Immediately, in the event of us entering a state of martial law, it must be able to act unilaterally. And then Steiner says, you mean a situation where the army has to take temporary custody of the government branches for security reasons? The worst case scenario would be them declaring such an emergency and transferring all power to the Royal Army. Our office would be swarmed with soldiers. If such a thing comes to pass, we'd be labeled as dissidents in under 10 minutes and swiftly awarded a death sentence. You're saying it'll be up to this place to prevent the army from going rogue to uphold command. I'm not privy to all the details on the succession crisis, but is it really that intense? We're not sure ourselves. It's because of that we need these precautions. As a witness, you've been guaranteed a safe return from this voyage no matter what. And then Steiner says, that sounds like a death flag, but if true, it'd be an official disaster for everyone if I were to die. All right. Foo Beast is walking the hallway, and Foo Beast goes to a door. I'm back. Fu-chan? Hello? We're persons of interest. There shouldn't be any way out. Don't tell me she's gone somewhere with her power. Where? We know where. I knew it. Did something happen? Foo Beast. Without me, once you've left the exit, the entrance should disappear. A one-way tunnel. Is she in the door currently? Could she be using her power to hide from an attacker? If that Caesar guy from the Ministry of Justice actually our enemy, is Caesar the enemy? I guess that guy's name is Caesar. Oh, there's Fugetsu! Oh! Kachi says, I'm so glad. Are you okay? What happened? And Fugetsu said, Kachan, I want to tell you something. I've got massive, huge... I feel uneasy about this. Game-changing news. Huh? It's... Wait. What is going on with Fugetsu? Wait a minute. Is this Fugetsu? Wait a minute. It's my magic. I could only use it once a day before, but all of a sudden, I'm able to use it as much as I like. Not only that, even if I'm by myself, I can still manifest a return door. I can only go back to where I started, but now I keep investigating alone while you're resting. Fuchan, your face looks off color. I'm good. I'm better than good. I'm great. Also, the more I use my magic, the better I feel. It's like I'm overflowing with power. I can scout out all sorts of places, and I'll get better and better at using it. Once I'm skilled enough, we can both get out of here. What's going on? Is this really the kind of power that grows in strength by being used? But you seriously don't look well. Please don't push yourself, Fuchan. I know. I've always known that you've been protecting and looking over me, Kachan. Now it's my turn. I'll do whatever it takes. No, I want to. Huh? Fuchan, I get it. But please rest a bit. I'm totally fine. Well, I want you to rest then. Let's just lie down and sleep for a bit. We can start again after we wake up, okay? Really? So Foo Beast says she hasn't even been sleeping, so she passed out right away, just zonked. She's like overstimulated. That's definitely not normal, but I can't understand why. And we see a picture of the whale. I want to check for myself, but as long as I'm a person of interest, I can't come anywhere near you two, especially Fugetsu. I'll have Caesar organize the times I meet the other princes to match both of your collection times. I'll make it so we can cross each other in the hallway. Okay. We're at the next time they cross paths. In the hallway! Melody! Why are you sweating? Stop. Who is that? That is not Fugetsu. I am telling you that is not. What the fuck is that? Why the fuck is Fugetsu? Why are flies? What are those flies around her? What the fuck is that? What? Why? That's not Fugetsu. That's not Fugetsu. Fugetsu with the Mizai Storm. What the fuck is going on? Don't tell me it's one of the spider. Is it fucking Benolanov? Oh my fucking god. Is it Benolanov? No, it can't be Benolanov. Now I'm like, oh my god. What? Fugetsu aura is dwindling so much. It's like she's using Zetsu. Those evil spirits are being drawn to her unstable heartbeat? What's happened? In just a few days, her life force has been withered away. Is this a succession war taking her life? Okay. What should I do? All those spirits possessing her. If this keeps up, she'll die. Spirits possessing? Don't fucking tell me. I need to get someone to perform an exorcism. No! Don't fucking tell me. Off screen? No, don't tell me. Don't fucking tell me, man. What should... perform an exorcism. Please enter. You have 10 minutes. Everything you say will be recorded. Anything said can be used against you in a court of law, which is why you are being provided a court-appointed attorney. Melody's in the detention facility. Why is her heartbeat so extremely debilitated? What's most alarming is I can't tell what's causing this change. There's no sign of any direct possession. Something this extreme should definitely leave a trace. The timing is suspect. It's like that whoever is behind this is planning to use their meeting with me now to negotiate using her as a hostage. Zhang Li? The third prince. I'm surprised a prince would visit me in person. Zhang Li says, I wanted to treat you with the respect you deserve. Last night's recital was absolutely splendid. I have 2 requests. First, I wish to hear that performance once more. Second, as a token of my admiration, I wish for you to hold on to something for me. Oh, my fucking God. She's getting a Zhang Li coin. I'm Bantain, the captain of the 4th Prince's private guard, here in his stead. I am aware of how meaningless it is to conduct negotiations, and so I came to ask something. Melody says, a negotiation? The 4th Prince would like to invite you to his room. Are you willing to accept his invitation? No. It's an absolute honor, but I am not at liberty to decide that. And that's because you are hired as a bodyguard for Prince Cacho, correct? I cannot give any answers to pertain to the details of my contract. Very well. Let me change the topic. Are you against the idea of performing again? On a personal level, I'm happy to perform for anyone that desires for me to play, as long as I have enough time to prepare. The bodyguard says that's marvelous news. I'm sure the 4th Prince will be thrilled to hear that. I'm sure that, that said, I'm sure we can start our negotiations here. What's that supposed to mean, says the guard. We can negotiate whatever you wish if you could elaborate. Melody's reading. His heartbeat is bewildered and full of confusion. It's not the 4th Prince's doing. That rules out Princes 3 and 4. It's 2 down, 3 to go. Oh my God, Melody. I see. So even if you are to perform at the next banquet, we can't afford to carry out our plan. Melody says, yeah, as long as we aren't sure who's behind Prince Fugetsu's strange condition, it's best not to make any careless moves. We urgently have to find out exactly what's eating away at her before it's too late. Please hurry with the preparations of my bail. I can't do that. If I lift your level of restriction, we'll lose the ability to refuse a prince's summons. It'll be the equivalent of handing you over to the 1st Prince's private guard. So you're keeping a barrier between her and Benjamin's influence. Okay, then go to Karapika in room 1014 and tell him everything. He's the only one we can rely on. Everything? This is no time for subterfuge. Please hurry. Not a single one of their heartbeats faltered when I brought up the idea of negotiating. Does that mean the one behind it is elsewhere, or did they never have any intention of talking? In that case, I really can't rule out any of the princes as suspects, damn it. We're back. This is the end, but the last page. I can already use Nen. After hearing the details, do you consent to the contract? Karapika says, I consent. I'll join hands with the 5th Prince Tubeba. We can skip the water divination. So I can already use Nen, and Kurapika is a so Rihan? Wait a minute. It's official? I'll join hands with the fifth prince to Beppa? This is why I didn't think Tubeppa was dying next, but we didn't get a single prince death in this arc because it was mostly spider stuff. Next arc, if it's floor 1 stuff, I'm like almost convinced that one of them is biting the bullet. Now here's the killer. The next panel talks about the release plan. Here we go. So this is, frankly, this is the most important thing of the whole manga part. Thank you for reading Hunter x Hunter. After discussions between Togashi Sensei and the editorial staff concerning his health, it has been decided that future installments will no longer be released under the same old weekly serialization model. Togashi Sensei will still pen the remaining story of Hunter x Hunter to its completion with the help of the editorial team. However, the particulars of how and when these future chapters will be released will be clarified in a future Jump issue. That's it. What this tells me, folks... All right, let's cut to the chase. We have 30 more chapters in development. At least they're like conceptualized. So again, I think a year from now, we could expect the next 10 chapters. But here's the thing. That leaves open the idea that maybe they would reformat this into a monthly style, like Dragon Ball Super, with periodic breaks during the year, but it's like a 30 or 40 page dump, right? Like you get 3 chapters at once instead of 1, and they do it once or twice, once every 1 or 2 months. You get this big dump of chapters. And frankly, the way that Hunter x Hunter is written today, that makes way more sense. Just give us a huge dump of chapters, like 30, 40 pages at once. If they do that, I promise you it'll convert better in the long run. Because imagine if here we kept going and then got to like one of the princes dying. And then a month from now, we continued with the next portion of the story. They have to figure this shit out. Like, it is true. It's not going to be weekly serialization. So like once a week, like we're doing. This indicates most likely they'll do mega dumps where they're going to do like 20, 30 pages at once. Like big chapters. A couple times a year. Maybe we'll get like 2 or 3 a year where they just dump a big Hunter x Hunter chapter on us. If it was once every 4 months, if you think about it, 30 to 40 pages every 4 months, I would actually take that. Because in those 30 to 40 pages, we could dive in and look at it and analyze it. So there we go. It's just clear that they're very aware there's a problem with finishing this. It's front and center. So now I'm going to go back to the chat. Let's see what has happened. Lots of comments. So let's get started here. Let's start from the top. WZ, the emergency announcement is the biggest cliffhanger. I know. Is that like, is that the mob doing that, or is that floor one? That's what I can't freaking understand. Yo, WZ knows that I drank some beer earlier. Good man. Good man. Family Guy, don't hate on poor Tyson. Bro, Tyson has like a target on her face. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't like Tyson. It's not that I don't. Tyson, first of all, she's drawn like a meme character. She's short, big head. It's like cartoonish. She is a fictional character in a fictional story. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she feels fictional even in this story. I don't like Tyson in terms of like investing a lot of plot relevance, but I will say that Izanagi's influence changes the narrative a little bit. So I'm interested. I'm very interested to see what they make of that. Seiko, thank you. Seiko is now getting involved in the plot, which is great. So we now see a little bit more from the Queen's perspective. It's like what happened with Kite. I guess so. But Kacho's Nen Beast is solely focused on revenge and winning this. Like, Kite's reincarnation is just trying to live the best life they can. But this Kacho is no nonsense. Like, this Kacho wants to take heads and win this fucking war. And keep her sister safe, 100%. Rest in peace, Fufu. All right, so now we have, going through it. How do you feel about Long He possibly being the silent majority user? You mean the person at the end of the chapter with Karapika? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Long He as the silent majority candidate. Bro. Careful. Yes. I think there's a possibility that this is very much Long He. Yes. And silent majority for Tubepa. Interesting. Hey, yeah, everybody, happy holidays. This is a very special time for everybody. Whatever you're celebrating, and the New Year's, and just happiness for everybody. This is a great time to be with family, friends, and enjoy yourselves. So please be merry, be happy, and just have a great time. And look forward to a great start to the new year. This is, frankly, the content I was missing. I would go, off the wall if all 10 of these chapters were floor one stuff. But we got a lot of spider context, a lot more straightforward stuff that was very, very interesting. I'm thrilled that we got more spider backstory. Yeah, right. Exactly. Start of hiatus was our Christmas gift. But it was a good chapter. It brought me back to the theme that I was waiting for. Floor one mystery. That's the thing though. Like, we haven't really had that yet. All the chapters in this part so far were about very straightforward things. But here, I was back into that, like, oh my God, what is each character thinking mode? Like, every single page what is the motivation? And then Melody's like, not sure, can we trust this guy? Or is he working for one of the princes? And all the questions, that's what I'm looking for. Sarydnik, if Melody goes to Sarydnik, she's a dead goose. She's dead. He's going to warp forward. The moment she plays her flute, he's already ahead, seeing what happens. It's over, man. It's over. I know, Family Guy. WZ, I think June at the earliest, and I think actually fall would be hopeful. Let's hope for fall. If not to 2024. I'm never going to guess early on this series again. We just went through 4 years of hiatus. If we get 1 year of hiatus, I think, frankly, that's as good as we're going to get. If we can keep our expectations in line, it'll make the wait a little more bearable. So if you put it in your head now, a year from now, we should be hearing about the next set of chapters. If it comes earlier, that'll be a pleasant surprise, right? But if you can prepare yourself a year from now to get the next 10 chapters, I think is very realistic. Remember, it's a balancing act between getting them out, but also longevity. So if we do, from this point, 10 chapters a year, he could finish this arc by 2030. By the way, I know that sounds fucking ridiculous. 2030? But yeah, 2030. I think he could finish this this arc by 2030. If you look at it, right, this last hiatus really killed us. And I'm just going to paint a similar picture. Look at JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Araki wrote part 8, which I didn't love, but he wrote part 8, I think it was from 2012 to that was 10 years. Araki took 10 years, wasn't it? I can actually look that up right now. 2011 to 2010 years. Jojolian took 10 years to write. So we are currently, 6 years into this arc. So at the very least, we have 4 more years to go. So that's going to pick at least 4 years. So that's the point, right? So one thing I do want to cover though, let's go back, guys, to, hang on, I gotta get this right. Midway through. The poisoning plot, about halfway through here, I think we could have success if we administered a slow-acting poison orally while they were unconscious. Bro, you want to talk about condensing this arc? You kill 4 or 5 princes at once. That's how you do it. Right there. Melody could be the secret to us speeding up the arc. Not Sarydnik. Sarydnik ain't dying of poison, but other princes could. And that And if this guy has ulterior motives, and if Melody goes through with it, he could sabotage that and go kill other princes. Point is, this guy could be instrumental to speeding up the arc. Like, look, it's a kind of a fever dream, but like that is it. That is what we're looking for right there. Melody's hypnosis over the whole boat, poison like 3 or 4 princes, you just cut the arc down significantly in time. Family Guy. Well, first of all, Quinn, thank you. I'm glad you've enjoyed them. I was so thrilled to come back to do these. I'm always here to support Hunter x Hunter, man. That's my goal. I love this series to death, if you couldn't tell. And so that's why I'm so happy to be back, and we got them finally. I hope a year from now we can rejoice and continue this journey together. Family Guy. Have you speculated that Camilla's have-nots are cursing Fuget? That's what I was saying! I was thinking that. But the question is, when? Did Mizai Storm send Fugetsu back and then the guard went... Because, dude, I'm sorry. We have no canon lore that those are from the Succession War. They look like the Grim fucking Reaper, man. And there are bugs. Like she's dying. That's why I went apeshit there. Because I'm thinking that could be Camilla's Nen curse. It looks like death is following her. Because Camilla's curse eventually puts the target in his... Come on, man! I've waited years for this. I've waited years for my girl, Camilla, to leave an impact on this Succession War. She is like one of the most underrated characters in this arc. She is one of the most underrated characters. Please. Look. I want Fugetsu to do something before she dies, but it ain't looking good. Is this the Camilla curse off screen? It looks like it. I can thematically see it. Melody says aura's dwindling so much, it's like she's using Zetsu. Those evil spirits are being drawn to her. Unstable heartbeat. Frankly, that was the highlight of the chapter for me. Because I am a huge Camilla fan. I've been waiting so much. Because now we know the Nen Beast wasn't like... Kacho Beast wasn't there. For, like, there was a period where they were apart. So that room was not monitored for a period of time. WZ, does Melody's ability induce Zetsu? Because Seri would maybe try to play with that and see if he can use the ability alongside it, just throwing things around. Melody's ability induce Zetsu. Well, it induces pure like unconsciousness. But Melody's ability like manipulates your mind. So can Tsuridnic even if he wasn't Zetsu, his mind would already be manipulated, right? The point is, it's the mind. Where he was in his, the thing is, in the last batch, he was already in his mental state of foresight when the concert played. But if the concert played before he enacted his ability, could he actually use it? Good question. Very good question. I don't know. Keep reading the comments. Mizai took Fugetsu back to tier 1 at 381. She's in custody now after the escape. Right, she's in custody. But why? But Kacho, Family Guy, Kacho just went back to her room to find her. I know there's a tunnel, but look, she said, I've got massive, huge, game-changing news. It's my magic. I could only use it once a day. But now she can use it all the time. Not only that, even if I'm by myself, I can still manifest a return door. I can keep investigating while you're resting. I'm better than good. I'm great. The more I use my magic, the better I feel. Right, did she scout and then get ambushed by one of Camilla's guards? Did one of Camilla's guards go, ah, like, literally she opens a portal and the guard's like ready for it. Ah. I don't know. Excuse me. So, guys, I'm going to be wrapping up in about 10 minutes. Please, any other thoughts about this chapter? Do we think that frickin' Nobu and Phaeton are going to kill Morena? And they got permission to go up a floor. They're going up to tier 2. Bro, if we had gotten this freaking shit 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been so hyped. I'm still fucking hyped. I'm just like, oh, we need more of this. I need to see this conclude while I'm like, able to do reactions and shit on a regular basis. Please. Bro. I'm telling you, with Fugetsu, though, it's the bugs. That symbolizes death. The bugs flying around her. They're Nen bugs, but still, it's the symbolism. And they need an exorcist. That, again, did Camilla poison Fugetsu somehow? Did they get to her? Oh my freaking God. If Tubeppa used silent majority... Think about this as well. Tubeppa using silent majority... It's like... It sucks blood, right? Is that blood? Can she use that blood for her... Oh, shit! Can Tubeppa use the blood for her Nen Beast's ability? Does she know about her Nen... Is she a Nen user? Or maybe her guard told her about Nen and then realized they could use the Nen Beast to their advantage. Oh shit! Can they use the blood absorbed by Silent Majority? I don't know. Yeah, I know. Like, off-paneling that seems odd, but at the same time, if you off-panel one of Camilla's assassination attempts, it then leads to a mystery plot in itself that you're not sure of, and then that expands the story a little bit more. When you end up finding that it is Camilla's curse, you then have to remove it before they die, and that becomes a subplot all in itself. Now I'm like, oh my god, please. Who knows? I'll be on for a couple minutes. Guys, any other last thoughts, please comment. Look, I'm just glad that we were back to do this, to react to it, to talk about it. It was a really good time. And I'm just so happy we had Hunter x Hunter to enjoy for the last 2.5 months or so. And again, I would anticipate and set your expectations that if we get this by next fall or about the same time this came out, a year from now, that would be a reasonable expectation. I don't think we're going to ever have a 4-year hiatus again. The pandemic was different. It definitely impacted this story, and it impacted a lot of things. But I feel like with that comment, they're aware that they're planning the particulars of how and when. The particulars of how and when. They're talking about the serialization of it in a future issue of Shonen Jump. And they've discussed it. Right? The same old weekly model, which is when they bring out one chapter a week while it's serialized. This indicates a Dragon Ball Super style release schedule. 4 batches a year that are much longer. Frankly, yes, do that, please. It gives us time to read it, think about it. I mean, God, my streams will be like 3 hours long, but the point is at least we have it to talk about. And then, like, they're much meatier and you get through a lot more of the story that way. And you know, there's so much to discuss about this series anyway when we're in the Floor 1 stuff. I mean, there are things to talk about this last chapter that might be a future video, right? But for the time being, I feel like we painted a good picture. We just need a little more Floor 1 content to really get the mind working. I am also very interested about Cacho Beast. Cacho Beast is a very interesting personality. I kind of like how this Nen is so human-like. It's literally Cacho reincarnated, but it's not Cacho. It is a Nen Beast. It is acting like Cacho. I find that very intriguing. It has like the desires of Fugetsu. It has the desires to protect Fugetsu like Cacho, but it also has its own motivations to like axe off the other. Like there's more ruthlessness to this version of Cacho to a degree, but also more protectiveness. Like it will go so far to protect Fugetsu, right? So I like that we have Cacho back, but in a Nen Beast form. Very interesting. Yeah, I think, I'm going to have to call it there, guys. My day is coming to a close as well. I hope you all had a great time. It was awesome doing Hunter x Hunter again. Leave other comments in this video. You want to start a discussion on this chapter, please do. Um, I check the Reddit from time to time for some interesting topic videos. I might cover topics in future Hunter x Hunter discussions. I might do a couple uploads in the future. Periodically, I would do Hunter x Hunter like videos, and when we were on hiatus for the past 4 years, I did upload many different videos, but periodically, I don't really do regular content, but I do come back and talk about this series from time to time. So I will do that, and I hope we had a great time. Everybody who stopped by, thank you. I hope you enjoyed Hunter x Hunter and the reactions. And I will be back when the story comes back. But in the meantime, periodically, I intend to upload topic discussions here and there. I'm not promising anything regular. Kind of like Togashi, I'm very irregular on my uploads, but I will be around. If I find something really compelling on the Reddit, I might make a video on it. If somebody does a reaction on Hunter x Hunter, and like I've done commentaries on people's thoughts of the series and things like that, so I might explore those themes in the future. But for now, that's going to do it. We're done with this batch. We have to hear about how they want to do it, but it sounds like we're probably getting larger content releases a couple times a year, maybe 2 or 3 big batch releases every year in the hopeful scenario. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you enjoy. And yeah, I'll see you next time. And Sticky Doodle, I just saw your comment. Yeah, I agree. This was the best chapter. I know, seeing Ahsoka. But this is that floor one mind, mind F, right? Like, oh my God. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. I'll be around the sphere. Check back in. Check the Hunter x Hunter Reddit for cool topics. And I'll see you guys around with Hunter x Hunter. Thank you again, and be merry.